It is the Paul Gallant Show. Yesterday, we saw the PGA and the Live Golf Tour merge, bringing to an end maybe the most fun year in golf history. I'm kind of bummed out about it. I'm going to miss the Live Golf Tour because its existence made golf a lot more interesting over the last year. And let me explain why. I'm not the biggest golf guy. I'm not 50 years old yet. No offense. I've already mastered the sport too, right? Like I see no reason to play anymore. Just doesn't move the needle for me unless it's a Sunday during a major. But I'm glad that at the very least, the swan song for a very fun year in golf is Jay Monahan being the biggest hypocrite in recent sports history. Here's the statement that the PGA put out, and specifically Jay Monahan did about this merger. God, it's beautiful. After 2 years of disruption and distraction, this is a historic day for the game we all know and love. Can we pause? Who created the disruption or the distraction more? Was it the Live Golf Tour's existence, or was it the PGA's fight that they took to the Live Golf Tour instead of just ignoring them, which they should have done from the beginning? Definitely the latter. This transformational partnership recognizes the immeasurable strength of the PGA Tour's history, legacy, and pro-competitive model. Fans can be confident that we will collectively deliver on the promise we've always made to promote competition of the best at professional golf. We're pleased to move forward in step with Live and PIF's world-class investing experience. And I applaud PIF Governor Yasir Al-Rumayyan for his vision and collaborative, forward-thinking approach that is not just a solution for the rift in our game, but also a commitment to taking it to new heights. It will engender a new era in global golf for the better. It's such a great spin zone given where we were a year ago. Jim Nantz, in hushed tones, asking PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan about 9/11 families, victims of a terrorist attack, who are pissed about some of the PGA golfers leaving the PGA for the Live Golf Tour. Here's Monahan a year ago.
I think you'd have to be living under a rock to not know that there are significant implications. And as it relates to the families of 9/11, I have two families that are close to me that lost loved ones. And so my heart goes out to them. And I would ask, any player that has left or any player that would ever consider leaving, have you ever had to apologize for being a member of the PGA Tour?
So that was Jay Monahan a year ago. Here is Jay Monahan yesterday. The tone has changed a little bit.
Listen, a lot of people have been reading about the tension, and that we've talked a lot. And I said previously that we were going down our path, they were going down theirs. And today, that tension goes away. The litigation is dropped. We're announcing to the world that on behalf of this game, we're coming together. And it's less about how people respond today, and it's all about how people respond in 10 years. And when they see the impact that we're having on this game together, there will be a lot of smiles on people's faces, and there'll be a lot more people playing this game all over the world. And if you're a young player that wants to get to the highest level of the game today, you'll be more inspired than you've ever been before.
More inspired than you've ever been before. I wonder how those families feel. Do you think they feel more inspired that this guy who was pushing for an entire league to oppose Saudi investment in golf, do you think they feel good realizing that there's a certain dollar figure that's going to make this bastard look the other way? And that's the thing. This guy's, I'm sure, making a ton of money in this deal that he signed with the PGA. And the hypocrisy is all over him. And you saw yesterday that he met with some golfers, I guess, at a meeting before the Canadian Open, and they all lit him up. And rightfully so. They weren't even consulted on this. It just happened out of nowhere. They all found out by surprise. And think about the money that a lot of players who could have signed with the Live Golf Tour, especially knowing that the PGA was going to eventually take them back, gave up to be loyal to a brand and the justifications they used. There is a part of me that enjoys how dumb Rory McIlroy looks. Like, how naive are you to think that any dollar in the world is clean of blood? Isn't he endorsed by Nike? Don't they have the sweatshops? And it's weird that these guys, I think, thought that Jay Monahan and the PGA were going to back them up. Are you 5 years old? So there's a part of me that enjoys the egg on the face of Jay Monahan. It's more entertaining than golf. The egg on the face of Rory McIlroy. Also more entertaining than golf. And there's so much hypocrisy in sports. It's the IOC bringing the Olympics to China when China has concentration camps for Uyghurs in the western part of the country. It's the World Cup going to Qatar. It's all sorts of things. The NBA getting mad at Daryl Morey for speaking up about atrocities in China when all those shoes are made in China. Hell, it's been going on for years. You know, this is a story not a lot of people remember. You might remember this part of it, though. When the 1936 Olympics took place, Jesse Owens went into Germany and destroyed all the Germans. And Hitler was very big at the time into the idea of the Aryan race showcasing itself. And while it did win the most medals at those Olympics, Jesse Owens particularly embarrassed them. Hitler was asked to shake hands with Owens, and he famously stiffed him on the handshake. And maybe this is a different version of hypocrisy, but FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, president of the United States at the time, a Southerner, was not welcoming of Jesse Owens. Never said, hey, come over to my house, let's meet, or anything like that. But people stayed focused on Hitler. They didn't even talk about the guy who is the leader of the United States of America not celebrating this guy when he returned home. Hypocrisy has always been in sports. I just find it hilarious that anyone could have seen this coming between the PGA and LIV. You know, if these things are going into legal courts over the idea of monopoly, and the PGA has to expose its books, and I would imagine when you got like $1 trillion or so, if you're in the Saudis, you can continue to just keep on dragging things out and out and out and make the PGA waste a lot of money. Like, eventually you're going to win. Money is undefeated. It's not some, super intelligent thing I'm saying here. We all know this. But it's strange that so many people were outraged by the advent of the Live Golf Tour, where these guys were getting offered a ton of money. You expect them to say no to that and be loyal to a league that literally took a year to cave? It's everywhere. I enjoy it. To me, this is more entertaining than golf. It is. I'm not the biggest golf fan. You all know it already. But I'm getting a huge kick out of this today.